Hello people, welcome back to my channel. You are joining me at Woburn, the Trails project where the new build is all taking place. It's crazy, and I haven't done an upload in a while mostly because of the weather. I've wanted to keep you guys updated with the trails and what's happening, because this is going to be the cream of the crop for me for riding trails. No better place. It's right here, close to home. And we've just been digging, because as much as I want every video to be a riding video, this time of year it just can't always happen unless I'm going indoors, and this project cannot rest. So I'm going to show you around with the progress, because it's probably been a month since the last video, so a lot's happened, and let's check it out. So I'm going to take you to the start of the trails first, because most of the build has been taking place down the trails, because we've had those 4 initial jumps and then we've extended the line, gone up the hill, back down the hill. But I just wanted to talk to you guys and kind of pick your brains for ideas, because me and Sam were up here yesterday digging and we've been having a little think. So this is traditionally where the line's always started, here. You drop in, quite a small little drop, like it's not tiny, but it's pretty small, and then a roller and then a hip. So, we're thinking, is that the best, coolest way to start a line of trails that is actually that epic? Probably not. I like that it's a little drop, I like that it's flat. You actually have to bunny hop off of that, which is cool, rather than like use a lip to get you air. But there's all this space. There's a roll in, a drop, a roller, and it just could be more, couldn't it? So, what would you put here? We've got a nice downslope, we've got a hill. You don't have to pedal, so speed's not an issue. But what would you do with that space? We're talking spines, just a nice, maybe a straight jump. This line doesn't even have a straight jump. Ideas, get thinking while you watch the rest of this video, please, because the comments might save the day. So, moving on. It's actually quite cool looking at this in the way it's going to be ridden. It's very wet, so wet. Roller, so who knows whether this will still be there. Right hip, little hip racer, left hip. Then let me take you down to that corner, because a lot has changed down there, and all in that area, and behind that tree there is something literally insane, like the biggest jump we've ever had at Woburn. What do you reckon to that absolute monster then? And that's not even the biggest monster here, but it's still a monster. That was big, and it's been sat there for a while, and it's been ridden, but Sam made it like 2 foot bigger on the landing. I made it a bit bigger on the lip. It's massive. That is not a small hip. And it's pretty much 90 degrees, and the lip is spectacular. The landing looks like a work of art. And then, people, the shark fin. We all know about the shark fin, because in the last Woburn update video, I rode the shark fin and I didn't even get close to clearing it. And actually, only last week when we built this hip up further, which it could be one of the best right hips I've ever ridden, and it's fresh and soft. It's going to be, like, having that in the middle of a set of trails is so cool. I put a video of me riding that on Instagram. So the shark fin, I tried it again, I couldn't clear it. And for the people who said it wasn't going to work, I guess you're right, but you're kind of not right, because one day this would have worked. And the challenge is, with fresh jumps, is to get the ground rolling hard, and to do that you have to ride it. You have to actually ride your bike constantly around that shark fin with loads of people, loads of help, but we can't do that because it just hurts to hit the back of a landing. So we've actually started making it shorter, which I'll show you. We probably made it 1 meter shorter. Look, that's a little teaser for what's over there. The landing was probably about in line with there, and now it's going to be kind of where that wheelbarrow is. So quite a bit shorter, which has meant that this bomb hole was really long. Look, you can see where it's going to, Tony started digging that out. That's going to have to be long. So we've actually changed this jump too, which is pure excitement. Look at the shapes going on. You could get the best Domino's pizza base maker, and he can even whip up a dough in the shape of this amazing hipped racer. It's just, I shaped this lip yesterday, and I wouldn't have done it like that, but Sam first built that landing, the king of spades, and we had to like make this corresponding, symmetrical, insane racer. So because this bomb hole, I'm going to turn the camera around to do a better job of explaining. Because that landing's moved back, the bomb hole I'm stood in became longer. If bomb holes are too long, you kind of lose speed. So we made the bomb hole short again by moving that lip back, extending that gap, and in doing so it had to become a racer. That's why it's changed, but we all couldn't be happier about how this jump looks. It's so much cooler than the thing that was there before, because it goes into this absolute pit of doom over here, which I'm actually really excited about. I'm a bit nervous for when people crash into the wall and it needs finishing up, but it's so much, it's going to be a lot nicer going into the pit of death off of a racer rather than a steep stally jump, because you'll almost see it, it's less blind. Then just an update, I know you guys have been following this, but there's the nollie block up the hill, really cool. The 180 berm, then the whale tail. I actually don't think this has made it into a vlog. So you come out of the berm up there, you're going to lose a bit of speed because obviously that nollie block is vast. Lose a bit of speed, round a berm. This is like the pump track at the compound. Look, berm, roller, big roller, step down. A lot of fun. A lot of fun, because I honestly think up to this nollie block, we're going to be quite knackered out, pretty tired. It's a tech line of trails, not a lot of time to compose yourself. You're flat out, you're riding, you're bombing. So to come out of a berm with less speed and hit a nice flowy little whale tail feature is quite exciting. Then we've got the racer. We've seen the racer, which comes after the insane drainage. But this is what we're talking about. Collapse. That's the first collapse. Not that detrimental. It'll take like 5 minutes to fix that. But that's the smallest feature. We've also got a collapse on the back of the shark fin, which I'll show you in a minute. But first, I think, oh actually no, hold on 1 second. We rebuilt that hip landing as well, the original third hip. And since riding that into the fourth, there's so much more speed. So the trails, it's funny, we've made stuff look like that. Look, that looks pretty butter. But then the original stuff is pretty worse for wear. So we had to kind of tune it up. So it's gonna be weird finishing a line, building all the final features of a line perfectly and then going back to the start. Anyway, there's no riding in this video, by the way. I actually brought my bike, but it's too wet. But the next one, guaranteed, promise, we're gonna clear the shark fin. I know 100% the shark fin's gonna work now. I know 100% that this racer, you'll be able to at least jump it, and we'll see how far we get. But me and Sam were talking, and we think when we jump the shark fin, we'll clear the racer. If we clear the racer, we're getting up that nollie block. If you get up that nollie block, you're 100% gonna be able to get to this racer. And that brings me to the absolute Terminal 6 of trails. This is, if Heathrow are looking for a new airport, a new runway, or just a new body of material to sculpt into something usable for the aviation industry, then here you found it. This landing is an absolute monster. It took did it take 6 weeks or 10 weeks to build? Sam will know because he was here for pretty much every single day of that. It took a long time to build. I've got some time lapses of the process, but it was just non-stop, and we had so much help because that's the biggest, could be the biggest landing that's ever been at Woburn, and maybe one of the biggest landings to ever have been hand built in such a short space of time. So look at this hip. The lip is just ultimate. The landing is just so cool. The bathtub still lives. Let's get that in another video. But look at all the rain we had this morning. And it breaks my heart to not be able to show this how it looked just yesterday, because in the time between yesterday and today, the whole landing's collapsed. Well, not the whole landing, but honestly, yesterday this thing looked like a million. It was the best thing. It was so massive and just bold and just stood out. You could see it from everywhere at Woburn. And it's still like that, but it's collapsed. It's just a bit heartbreaking because it collapsed about 3 times whilst building it in the first place, and now it's happened again. And I think only yesterday we said it's ironic that that's the only jump that hasn't collapsed. And look at it, it's collapsed. So that's going to be a little project to get that up and running again. But as I walk around it, you can see how vast this beast is. It's just enormous. And there's the back of the shark fin that's also collapsed. But these are minor things. It's a bit depressing because I brought the camera up here knowing how it looked yesterday. But you can, guys, you can still appreciate how massive this hip is. It's just enormous. So let's just get one more view. So this is a bit of an update of the trails. There's no biking involved, which sucks, but I honestly believe, and we all honestly believe, that next time we jump the shark fin, which could be tomorrow, could be next week, we just need this water to soak away, we're gonna get to this big hip. Look at it. Why not? Why can't you? Like, if we can jump that shark fin and get it smooth, oh, it looks sick. That racer's on, the nollie block's on, the berm easy, 2 rollers, we've done that before, a small step down, no stress, a racer, okay, and then an absolute monster hip that's huge if you land on the outside edge, but if you land over there, it's not that big. So I think we've got ourselves a set of trails, and I'm really excited to find out what happens when we ride it. Oh my God, the corner piece, the centre piece, the fandangle angle piece, and the shark fin. This is a crazy set of trails. One final view. I hope you guys are stoked on the progress. It's like insane to think the transformation that Woburn's had. We had a set of trails that looked the same for 5 years, and now look, it couldn't be any better. This is going to be a talking point, I think, in the dirt trails world. BMX, mountain bike, whatever you're on, this is going to be the place to be. So keep an eye out for the next one. It's going to be a riding video. Big shout out to @KingofSpades, Sam Johnson, for kind of steering and pioneering all the crazy ideas that have gone into this line, and even more to come, because that's not going to be the end of the line. Let's get the bikes out. I've been saying it for so long, but winter's a challenge, and the collapses and the weather, but we're there. Hopefully you're not annoyed that I've just been talking about it, but I could go on all day, everyone, so we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. You're all legends. Let's have some ideas for what could go at the top, because this line needs a good start. It needs to kick things off, get the ball rolling in a cool way. So give me some ideas. Peace out, guys. You're all legends.